Next thing we're going to speak about is the kettlebell swing. So before we even show the swing, we're going to go over our RDL or a hip hinge pattern. A hip hinge pattern is going to be the base position before you get to your kettlebell swing. So as we know in our hip hinge, we want to stand up strong, good posture, shoulders aligned with hips, hips aligned with knee, knee aligned with ankles. This is a standing straight position. A good way to practice your hip hinge is thumb on top of the butt, your pointer finger right where your hip crease is so you can feel that hip flexion as you go down into your hinge. Back flat, slight bend at the knees, drive your glutes behind you. You're going to feel a stretch right here in your hamstring. If you have a good hinge here, now we can get into our kettlebell swing. Very key thing when learning to swing, you always want to start from the bottom. Our feet spread out about hip distance apart, be a little bit wider if you need to. The kettlebell is going to be right in front of you, right in the middle. So you're looking to make a triangle here. Once we have our triangle, we're going to take the kettlebell off his butt. We're going to hold it at an angle here. This is where I'm going to pack my lats before I get into my swing. Pack our lats down, hug the armpits, engagement, hold that, lock it, tension in your forearms and wrists, and then you get into your hike position. So here I'm in about a hip hinge, but kind of more like a squat position here. And then when I hike it, I bring those hips up, and I bring it right back down. This will be a good way to practice swings before you get into your actual pattern, learning how to get in position. You'll see sometimes people will try to start with the kettlebell up here, which is okay if it's light, but once it gets heavier, it's very impossible to move it. So, we start in that triangle position here, take the kettlebell off his butt, we hike it up, brings us right into our swing. Now when we're doing our kettlebell swing, it's very important that our hinge allows us to bring the kettlebell very far back when you want to see the kettlebell actually stick out behind you. A good rule of thumb is to have the kettlebell never drop below your knees. Always think like you're trying to keep your hands around where your pockets would be. Swing here, bring it to chest level, right back down. The kettlebell should feel weightless at the top, at least for like half a second. So I'll show you again. Tighten up, pack the lats, core engage, breath out every swing. Drop it right back into that triangle. Alright, Ben, we're going to set you up in the hike position. So, we're going to line up with our kettlebell. And for you, I want feet about hip distance apart. They can be a little wider if you need them to be. And then that kettlebell is going to be right in the middle here, making our triangle. Alright, so the next part, both hands on the belt. Good. Taking it off his butt, which we already did. That's perfect. Let's pack in those lats here. Yeah, there we go. Our next key here is you're going to shoot your hips back just a little bit and get that momentum. Throw that kettlebell right between your legs, right around where your pockets would be. And then that's going to go into our swing. So when we go into our swing, we're going to hike it, snap the glutes into a standing position here. And that kettlebell wants to be at chest level. If it's a little higher, that's okay. But nothing higher than about chest level here.
Wow, I'm still forward.
Good, let's drop it right back into that spot that we started. Awesome. So, let's get you right back down in position a little bit. Not bad. So I want to see a little more hip pop through and a little less arm taking you there. So now when we hike it too, also make sure it gets above the knees. We don't want to start a swing with the kettlebell below the knees. Take it above the knees, pop the hips through.
Ooh.
There you go. Now we found it. Perfect. You go right into a standing position, making sure you don't go backwards. Excellent. So you want your hips to pop through first, and then your arms follow. You always dictate with your hips, and then your arms follow along the journey. You never want to lead with your arms and let your hips be behind you. Good. We can drop it right back in the starting position. X marks the spot.